For over 200 years, the United States of America has been a beacon for exceptionalism in the world. Our country has been blessed with principle-centered leadership throughout that time. From George Washington and Abraham Lincoln to Ronald Reagan, this nation has seen leadership guided by unshakable courage and devotion to freedom. There are some that wish to see America change and be remade. Today, I offer one simple sentiment to the American people: exceptionalism. I believe in exceptionalism not because it sounds good to the ears of many Americans, but because our nation's history has proven that America is exceptional. From my time growing up in a small rural area in East Texas, I realized that everyone has the opportunity to be exceptional. Having heard and listened to how our country provides liberty, freedom, and opportunity, I understand that America is still, as Ronald Reagan so eloquently put it, a shining city on a hill. The United States is to be revered as a great nation and deserves exceptional leadership. As the eve of this election approaches ever so steadily, I am the only candidate that can provide such leadership to the American people. This type of leadership requires necessary characteristics, however. First, elected officials must understand that they answer to the will of the people and not themselves. We govern on behalf of the citizens and therefore are accountable to them for our actions. A part of being accountable is standing firm in our beliefs and addressing the issues that face our country. As many of my opponents have failed to understand, neutrality is not a characteristic of exceptional leadership. We, as elected officials, are to provide a voice for the American people, and not simply stand quietly by. The American Revolution against the tyrannical British Empire would not have been as effective without exceptional men and women standing up and fighting for what they believed in. Americans need individuals that are willing to stand up and fight for them. This is responsibility that lies within each candidate in this election. For those of you that are willing to stand up and fight, I make a solemn promise to you today that I will be that candidate and lead you in this fight. The neutrality of others is and should be looked upon by the American people as weakness. The cynics of my campaign would have you believe that I am not the right candidate to represent the people, but they are sadly mistaken. There can only be one victorious candidate come election day, and that candidate should be the one that is willing to fight on every issue. It is vital in this election that it be decided on the issues. There are times when tough decisions have to be made, but we must face this challenge head-on and not hope for on-the-job training. We owe it to the American people to take a stand and be willing to fight for that stand. Another key to this election is whether or not there are character issues that can have negative impacts on how this country is run. Though any election should be largely decided on issues, candidates should be aware of their own actions. High levels of character are important for exceptional leadership. If you are ready for exceptional leadership in Washington, I can provide that for you. There are times where people might think that I am unwilling to reach across party lines, which could lead to negative attacks on my character. I am more than willing to listen to varying arguments, but will not compromise my beliefs for parity. A testament of true character is standing firm in the values and beliefs that a person holds. It is an undeniable truth that I have made every effort to serve in a manner that is acceptable to the American people and to me. There is a great need for leaders to monitor their own actions on a day-to-day basis and to not damage their own character. Whether we like it or not, every move we make is followed. That is why exceptional leadership requires high moral character. If it sounds as if I talk about exceptionalism too much, there is good reason for it. Growing up, I was taught to understand that America is the most opportunistic nation for all people. Every one of us has the opportunity for greatness in this country. Our success is determined by how hard we are willing to work to gain those opportunities. I cannot promise perfection to the American people, but what I can promise is that I will use all of my resources to provide exceptional leadership. If privileged to earn all your votes, I will fight every day to make those votes count. With your help, we can bring exceptional leadership to Washington.